Hello, my name is Katrina Sanford and I am currently living in Renton, Washington. I'm technically from Las Vegas, Nevada, though I'd love to move around a lot. I have a background mostly in customer service. I was going to school to become an elementary teacher, but I've always had a passion for puzzles and learning how to solve things. I've been teaching myself to code for a few years now, just based on websites I was building, and I needed more and more complex things, and I just dove deeper and deeper into that and fell in love with it. Though I left it as a hobby because I didn't have the ability to turn that into something real, or I didn't feel that my skills were high enough to actually make money off of that. My favorite things to do include, but are not limited to, traveling. That's definitely my favorite thing to do. Social dancing, like swinging, salsa, blues, sewing, origami, and learning about anything that fascinates me, which is a lot of things. The reason that I decided to come to this boot camp was because of my brother, as well as a close friend who actually took me on a tour. My brother's been encouraging me to get into this as a career for a while. I just didn't think that I had the means or the knowledge base to be able to do it. But thanks to people who actually saw more potential in me than I did, it's becoming a reality. When it comes to learning, I've done everything myself. I'm completely self-taught. I've picked up books everywhere I could get my hands on them. So from borrowing, buying, checking them out at the library, and I read every book that I had cover to cover. And I would learn them based on whatever I needed at that moment to further my projects. So I learned how to build databases from scratch. I learned PHP, MySQL, HTML, CSS. Basically, just whatever I needed in that moment. Though I was falling in love with it, I was also not very efficient in my learning process. The reason that this didn't work for me, I also was taking online classes. I forgot about that. Free. The reason this didn't work for me so well, it was working, but it wasn't very efficient because I was learning a lot of outdated information without knowing that until it was too late. And I also learned many things over and over and over again instead of learning new things. And I wasn't learning those things to bridge the gap from point A to point B. I was kind of focusing on A and A and A. And each time I tried to get to B, I still didn't know those little steps in between. So that's something I'm really excited to be able to fix, to be able to bridge that gap. I am extremely excited to be attending Coding Dojo, and the main reason is because I want to be able to get that foundation in programming in general, where we're learning so many different languages, and we're basically just learning how to program. We're not focusing on one, and I love the idea of that. I also love that I'm going to be learning what I need to learn and not what I don't need to learn. So I'll be able to figure out what's important, what's not, so that I can be efficient. Because sometimes I have a tendency to need to do every little detail. An example is I read books cover to cover, even if I don't really need to. And I don't currently have any project ideas, except for the ones that I was working on previously, and I'm still currently in the middle of, that have been stalled due to my lack of knowledge, actually. Though I'm not worried about the project ideas part, because my brain loves to come up with ideas when it's in idea mode, and I'm sure that pretty soon those ideas will just begin to hatch like crazy, whether for good or bad. But that's a little bit about me. I am super excited to be attending Coding Dojo, and I will see everybody in just a little while. Bye!